today. The company I've led for almost 20 years, Ottobock Healthcare Canada, made the components that were in Terry's prosthesis. It was an unbelievably simple knee, simple pylon, simple foot, which required all kinds of jerry-rigging in his basement to ensure that he could run. That little hop that Terry had in between each step was due to the limitations of the technology at the time. And I'll remind you that even with that crude prosthesis, he ran the length of a marathon every day, 40 kilometers. Today, Ottobock is the world's leading manufacturer of high-tech prosthetics. I'm proud to lead a company that is built on the mission to enhance and restore mobility for individuals like Terry. If Terry were running today, he'd be using the world's most sophisticated computerized knee, the Genium, with a built-in gyroscope, 7 sensors, measuring his gait 50 times a second. Who knows how much further he could have run. There are 8 clinical orthotics and prosthetic students graduating here today, a very small program. Having met them all, I'm inspired by their dedication and commitment. 30 years ago, I was one of them in this small specialized program. At the time, we had our base lab at Casa Loma, and we had various amputee clinics spread out across the city. Being students, we used TTT to get around. There we were, lugging prosthetic arms and legs fully exposed on the subways and buses of Toronto. We always got strange looks, occasionally questioned, and often given a wide berth whilst carrying these body parts on the subway. It might have seemed odd to others, but it wasn't to us. We were simply carrying our school projects on the streets of Toronto. In a way, we were carrying our patients with us too. We were carrying the devices which would help make them whole. And of course, all of you are carrying that same duty, which is simultaneously a gift and a responsibility. You have chosen health sciences as your profession, one of the most demanding and dynamic paths possible. You carry your knowledge, your skills, your commitment to make people whole. It's honorable, challenging, and you will have an impact on the lives you touch. I've spoken about the passage of time since my graduation. In the next 30 years, where will you go? What opportunities will you reach for? What challenges will you take on? What lives will you touch? As you begin to explore the answers to these questions, here are 3 guiding values I hold dear that I hope you will embrace. Carry your passion in everything you do. Have interests outside your profession. Life is too short to do something you don't believe in. If you stay enthusiastic about your profession, your patients, your community, your world, I guarantee you will make life better for many. Secondly, be a lifelong learner. Be curious, be inquisitive, and never stop learning, because it's your responsibility to yourself, to your patients, to the global community. Knowledge and kindness between us is the highest reward for our efforts. And finally, number 3, please remember that wherever you started, you are living in a great country called Canada. Explore it, be curious, and learn about it because it's a fascinating place. Regardless of whether you were born here or you have come from other places, please take the time to discover this country we call home. Get out and see what it has to offer. I've had the good fortune to travel every corner of Canada, every province, every territory. Whether it's dog sledding in the Yukon, paddling the Nahanni River, hiking the West Coast Trail, or eating cod tongues in Newfoundland, Canada is a magical place. I have great affection, admiration, and a loyalty to this college. Your George Brown education has given you a tremendous head start for your own personal marathon. I believe your education at George Brown is unparalleled. As the years go on, I have become more appreciative of the foundation it has given me. You will too. I close with my thanks again to the college and the Board of Governors for this recognition. I accept it with great pleasure, knowing that I speak for the hundreds of graduates here today receiving their own honors. It is far better to be honored than be remembered. Thank you.
I would now like to ask President Ancedo to come to the podium to confer the honorary diploma from the Orthotic Prosthetic Technician Program. And I would also like to call on Chancellor Sally Horsfall-Eaton and Laurie Schechter-Wolfson to come forward for the presentation of the honorary diploma. It's right here.
I am honored to confer an honorary diploma for the Orthotic Prosthetic Technician Program on Mark Agro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the part of today's ceremony in which we recognize outstanding scholastic achievement by our graduates. At this time, we would like to recognize the recipient of the Governor General's Academic Medal. This medal was first awarded in 1873 by the Earl of Dufferin, and has since become one of the most prestigious awards that a student in a Canadian educational institution can receive. The Collegiate Bronze Medal from the Governor-General of Canada is awarded to a student in a 2- or 3-year program with the highest cumulative grade point average. This year, the recipient of the Governor-General's Academic Medal is Jennifer Rodriguez-Allen from the Activation Coordinator Gerontology Program in the School of Health and Wellness in the Center for Health Sciences. I would like to call on Laurie Schechter-Wolfson to present the Governor-General's Academic Medal. Jennifer, would you please come forward to receive your award? We would now like to recognize the recipient of the Board of Governors Medal. The Board of Governors Medal was established in 2007 when the first degree programs graduated from George Brown College. The medal is awarded to a full-time student in a degree program of at least 4 years' duration and is awarded for academic excellence to the student with the highest cumulative grade point average. This year, the recipient of the Board of Governors Medal is Candy McKinnon, who graduated yesterday with a Bachelor of Applied Business in Financial Services from the School of Financial Services in the Center for Business. Could you please join me in congratulating Candy? This morning, we are proud to honor 3 graduates from the Center for Health Sciences with the Dean's Award to recognize both their high academic achievement over all semesters with the center and their contributions to the college community. Laurie Schechter-Wolfson will present the Dean's Awards. Our first recipient of a Dean's Award for the Center for Health Sciences is Andreas Sestokas. Andreas is a graduate of the Dental Technology program in the School of Dental Health. Yeah, he's right here. Is there an award? Of course there's an award. There you go.
It's coming.
Our second recipient of a Dean's Award for the Center for Health Sciences is Jennifer Rodriguez-Allen. I'll give it to you, just relax. There it is. And as you know, Jennifer is a graduate of the Activation Coordinator Gerontology program in the School of Health and Wellness. Our third recipient of a Dean's Award for the Center for Health Sciences is Isabel Halter, who is unable to be here today. Let's congratulate Isabel in her absence. Thank you, Laurie. It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for this morning. Laura Maxfield is a graduate of the Dental Assistant Program from the School of Dental Health. Laura, will you please address the graduating class of 2012?
Goodness, there's a lot of people here. Okay. Madam President, Madam Chancellor, and members of the Platform Party, George Brown faculty and staff, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates. Good morning. My name is Laura Maxfield, and on behalf of George Brown's graduating classes from the Schools of Dental Health, Health and Wellness, and Health Services Management, I would like to thank the faculty and the staff, the administration, the parents, the family, and the friends who've helped to get us here today. And a special thanks to my 2 male classmates for your patience and perseverance and learning alongside over 100 females this year. You know, it's funny I find myself here today after what seemed like a lifetime of yearning to become a teacher and a 4-year history degree with an emphasis in teaching. I pulled a fast one on my parents and made the switch to dental. I remember my mother asking, "Why the switch?" To this I answered, "Well, Mom, because this field provides an excellent opportunity to not only help others, but to employ one's ability to feel compassion, empathy, and test one's capabilities. It's a field that puts emphasis on prevention and patient education while promoting a healthy lifestyle to all. Plus, if we collect enough teeth, perhaps the tooth fairy will allow us to all retire early." What unites us here today on this collective journey? When I first entered this program, I encountered a very diverse group of people. I was worried that I'd be unable to find a way to speak to so many individual experiences and connect to the wide range of career goals and aspirations, or to the various and differing personal stories we have found ourselves amongst today. But I've realized over the past few weeks of placement that a successful career in dental assisting takes a certain kind of person. Those qualities may be what unite us here. The dental assistant, as Lily has instilled in us this year, is the backbone of a prosperous office. He or she is the dentist's right arm and an invaluable member of the practice. To become a successful dental assistant takes integrity, communication, teamwork, and like Robin, we must always stand in Batman's shadow, knowing that without us, he'd long ago have been a goner. All jokes aside, to become a successful student in any discipline, it takes perseverance and a certain determination that not everyone is able to harness. It takes sacrifice and self-awareness, dedication, and the belief in our own talents and skills. In health science in particular, it takes the kind of person who will meet challenges head-on. He'll find the beauty in what others find mundane, and someone who wants to make life a healthier experience for every person on this planet. I am hopeful that all graduates here today will continue to make a significant impact in health sciences by developing into highly skilled and compassionate professionals, aspiring to the highest standards of integrity and ethical behavior, while encouraging people to lead healthier lives. We are in the presence of a truly accomplished class. This year has been a challenging one for us all. College is extremely demanding and time-consuming. I'm sure family members and friends can attest to that. But we did it. We did it. Congratulations to you all. This year has been a special one for other reasons. Not only was it the last year of the Center for Health Sciences at Casa Loma campus, but it was also the last year that dental assisting and hygiene students were fortunate enough to have been taught by the great Anita Beardwood. We wish you all the best in retirement, Anita. We've truly been blessed to have called ourselves your students. So on behalf of all of us who are graduating today, thanks to the instructors and the clinical instructors who gave so much to our individual programs. And we should all thank each other, our lab partners, our peers, our patient classmates, for the support we've given each other on the road to our dreams. This graduation marks the end of this formal learning experience and the beginning of lifelong education as knowledge and practice evolve in your chosen field. And don't forget, no matter what program you're graduating from, floss is boss. Thank you.
We have now reached the formal part of our ceremony where we award the credentials, the diplomas and certificates, and these become official documents of the college. I invite Chancellor Sally Horsfall Eaton to come forward, and would the graduands please stand. Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates assembled here today have qualified in all respects for their credentials by successfully completing curricula offered by the Center for Health Sciences at George Brown College. Faculty members have recommended that they be awarded their credentials in recognition of their academic accomplishments.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of George Brown College, I do hereby confer on you and your respective diplomas, certificates, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the graduands not present, I ask that you confer their credentials in absentia.
I do so. And to all of you, congratulations, both you, those that are here and those that are in absentia. And also remember, this is your day, so have a great one. Thank you.
Graduands, please take your seats. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, during the next part of the ceremony, we will be presenting the graduands individually to Chancellor Sally Horsfall Eaton and President Ann Sado. To show our respect for each graduand, we ask that you remain in your seats until the last graduand has received his or her credential. We also ask that you withhold your applause until all of the graduands from each program have been presented. For our graduands, upon receiving your credential, we ask that you return to your seats and enjoy the rest of the convocation program. Madam Chancellor, Madam President, I wish to present the graduates from the Center for Health Sciences so that you may confer their credentials. Our reader for today's ceremony is Patrick Kwok-Choon. Patrick graduated from George Brown College's School of Performing Arts in 2009. He is the youngest member on their advisory board and is currently starring in the hit show War Horse. Patrick, would you come to the podium? You have. Okay.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Center for Health Sciences, School of Dental Health, Dental Technology Program. Sabrina Rose Baldessara. Paul Hang Tai Chow. Monica Ashley Field. Julia Hang. Mi Jin Kim. Yun Soo Kim. Jamie Kwan. Ovidiu Lorik. Won Bok Lee. Kayla Marie Lombardi. Monica Mello. Andrew Monardo. Sahar Mashkarsaran. Christine Nguyen. Emily Parker. Sirjan Raijic. Kareem Sahil. Ramajit Sand with honors. Farid Sapera. Andreas Sestokas with honors. Chantal Shuga. Mark Anthony Simone with honors. Chelsea Kathleen Smith. Chris Steele with honors. Ashley Kate Stevens. Marina Tereshchenko. Xiao Hoi Wong. Lauren Wright with honors. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Denturism Program. Ashley Adams, with honors. Ashley Bailey. Aisling Began. Amanda Bowl. Vladimir Borozdov. Cassandra Jane Katina, with honors. Jeffrey Choi, with honors. Svetlana Fursa, with honors. Michelle Fernandez Gemena. Marina Glick. Arash Kirash with honors. Won Wong Kim with honors. Wing Kit Lai. Oscar Minkoff with honors. Sanghar Paiwand with honors. Heon Jung Park with honors. Alicia Justine Schultz with honors. Taifi Umbarin with honors. Jonathan Yo with honors. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Dental Assisting Program, Levels 1 and 2. Oh, Dental Hygiene Program. Danielle Aquino. Ramneet Kaur Arora with honors. Aaron Tarek Bacchus. Song Beck. Shima Baig with honors. Demetra Bacchus. Monica Elizabeth Belcastro. Christopher Bien with honors. Kelly Big Canoe. Carmela Blundo with honors. Erica May Branilla. Melissa Brown with honors. Natalie Bertniak. Carmela Rita Kalukag. Rashi Chatterjee with honors. Angela Chong with honors. Jennifer Chong with honors. Harisa Chow with honors. Margaret DeYoung with honors. Aliyah Daramshi with honors. Jasprit Kaur Dillon with honors. Navpreet Kaur Desanj. Laura Daviji with honors. Teresa Duong. Roberta Hendry Edie with honors. Jerusha Fiorito. Derek Garlow with honors. Santana Jade Grant. Karina Louise Hansel with honors. Hasmik Harutuyen with honors. Gavin Huang. Rosie Huyn with honors. Jean Samantha Ilagan. Supneet Jutla. Avalon Violet Kerslake. Laura Knowles. Joyce Funyan Lo. Sarah Maria Leon. Mona Lisa with honors. Justine Lorenzon. Dilrup Mangat. Catherine Anne-Marie Marston with honors. Julian D. Martin. Patrick Mason. Shaheen Memon with honors. Alana Rose Miller. Christina Maria Milosevsky. Allison Minto with honors. Bonita Louise Ng with honors. Catherine Oikel with honors. Alyssa Milena Liana Pastor. Adriana Pupo with honors. Albana Rama with honors. Heather Robb with honors. Timmy Ross. Aziz Us Salam with honors. Mujib Salim with honors. Naida Samad with honors. Laura Shepard with honors. Brittany Smith with honors. Cheyenne Tomlinson. Heather Marie Valla. Farhana Yusuf. Florin Adrian Zamfer with honors. Gayla Race Zakari. Yelena Zavanovich with honors. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Dental Assisting Level 1 and 2 program. Shireen Amira Ali. Kelly Elizabeth Amoram. Jashanpreet Kaur Arora with honors. May Angeline Asidao. Sandy Astudio. Shireen Bailey. Monica Bidzinska. Amanda Bonacci. Emily Ann Carvalho with honors. Diana Castellanos. Huang Cho. Cindy Choi with honors. Yun A. Choi with honors. Lydia Sikoyevich. Christina Marie Conforti. Raluca Konu with honors. Melissa Cooper. Sandy Cordiero. Liza Coronado. Deanna Deloisio. Rebecca Allison Daw. Emily Dawson. Diane D'Souza, Journey Ducton, Lauren Ann Catherine Duthart, Chanel Edwards, Samantha Ellis, Simone Evans, Brooklyn Amber Falco, with honors. Jennifer Farr, Melissa Gale, Jessica Giovinazzo, Dalgis Gonzalez, Maria Gonzalez, with honors. Brianna Hedgetdes, Kit Lam Ho, with honors. Phuong Vang Huyen, Shamala James, Madhura Karunatsi, Bahara Kalegi, Min Jong Kim, with honors. Jennifer Lightfoot, Christina Linhares, Shyla Lopez, with honors. Devinder Kaur Mahil, with honors. Tayaba Mahmood, with honors. Angelita Mansour, Michelle Gillian Manzano, with honors. Laura Maxfield, with honors. Julie McLean, Britton Miller, Zara Mohammed Ghani, with honors. Sarah Mozafferi, with honors. Kathy Ng, Tamta Nazadze, with honors. Kartik Patel, with honors. Melissa Patricio, Lavette Vincenza Patti, Irasima Sakurai Pearson, with honors. Morella Stella Pesce, Brittany Alda Pyers, with honors. Sarah L. Potts, with honors. Bilma Kia, Shakila Rahman, with honors. Andrea Patricia Rocha, Nadima Samadi, Louise Diane Samaniego, Shafquat Sami, Srinivas Sanapala, Dana Sandercock, with honors. Shauna Nicole Smith, Virginia Ann Switzer, with honors. Syra Sieda, Yu Meng Tao, with honors. Blake Mackenzie Taylor, Eileen Stephanie Tenorio, with honors. Annie Tsui, with honors. Tiffany Valent, Amina Wahiahat, Zhao Yun Wang with honors. Lily Hua Jian Zhu with honors. Shui Feng Ada Yuen with honors. Jacqueline Rose Zoni with honors. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Restorative Dental Hygiene Program. Olha Boriskina with honors. Janet Elaine Bradley with honors. Danielle Campbell with honors. Angela Ann Helen Clubbin with honors. Sophia A. Garcia with honors. Vanessa Holmes with honors. Sokol Jazayeri with honors. Natalie Meandro with honors. Renee Kwan with honors. Brenda Ribsky with honors. Joanna Shama with honors. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the School of Health and Wellness, Activation Coordinator, Gerontology Program. Alvin Alora. Kim Barkley with honors. Suzanne Bosniak with honors. Krista Bryan. Tracy Callahan with honors. Kyu Sung Choi with honors. Rosa Jane Chiza with honors. Ashifa Damji with honors. Deborah Dillon with honors. Karen Ellis with honors. Maxine Fabia with honors. Marjorie Frost with honors. Leslie Hubble with honors. Marc Michel Giroux. Lauren Gridley. Jennifer Hall with honors. Angela Hamill with honors. Jia He with honors. Glenna Marie Ianetti with honors. Juliette Ikuba. Da Yun Zhou with honors. Katie Joanna Kelidzides. Tasha Lynn Kelly. Ellen Kodua. Joyce Koma. Matthew Charles Langdon with honors. Andrea Linton with honors. Shelley McDonald Bourne. Jim McMahon with honors. Nicole Micklejohn with honors. Leanne Marie Morley. Rosalie Morris with honors. Jessica O'Sullivan. Olga Polanski with honors. Victoria Raffin with honors. Jennifer Lorraine Rodriguez Allen with honors. Cynthia Rothschild with honors. Sabina Mudua Salim Santurilino. Ji Young Song with honors. Renee Ashley St. Pierre Hicks with honors. Lindsay Stewart with honors. Lakin Ashley Stryker with honors. Patricia Shishpanik. Ran Tao with honors. Mark Christian Vaxavanis with honors. Jordanos Jacob. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Orthotic Prosthetic Technicians Program. Patricia Atkinson. Catherine Marie Bisnaire with honors. Danielle Black with honors. Dawn Marie Childs with honors. Annetta Coyle. John Paul Hanas with honors. Ali Husseini with honors. Richard Karaila. Arnold Lipsy with honors. Kevin Douglas Martin with honors. Lauren Renee McLaughlin with honors. Melody Ng with honors. Michael Gordon White. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Clinical Methods in Orthotics Prosthetics Program. Wilson Cisneros. Andrew Penn. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Fitness and Lifestyle Management Program. Jefferson Augustin. Abel Albanez. Seong Hoon Baek. Stuart Balaban with honors. Matt Bortolucci. Dwayne Burke. Lindsay Campbell with honors. Santos Gino Catracchia. Ivan Manso Corsi with honors. Bianca Cruz with honors. Zara Fazeli. Andrew George. Amy Harkness with honors. Andrea Horry with honors. Luka Injetovic. Laureen Kolcheski, with honors. Elizavieta Kutuzova, with honors. June Lee, with honors. Ian McNeil. Alfonso Miguel Manahan. Amber McKay. Derek McKenzie. Christopher Meir. Sunita Mistry. Albert Joseph Marison. Boram Nam. Andre Paula. Sohal Sodegi. Kengo Christopher Saeki, with honors. Felicia Natasha Samuel John. Madar Solomon, with honors. Carly Tepperman, with honors. Jeffrey Turkis. Daniel Wiggers. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Hearing Instrument Specialist Program. Mariam Ajilian, with honors. Arezo Amin, with honors. Tatiana Boots, with honors. Michaela Broadhead, with honors. Adam Cesario. Graham Bulmer, with honors. Robert Edward Gartner, with honors. Wilson Won Woo Han, with honors. Stephanie Lutry, with honors. Mary Lum Tai, with honors. Pune Majidpur, with honors. Kinu Mangat, with honors. John McLernan, with honors. Jesse Mines, with honors. Melanie Paulo. Courtney Radu. Sarah Saveri Desta, with honors. Shoshana Schneidman, with honors. Tayalini Velalagan. Margarita Velasquez, with honors. Jason White, with honors. John Wong, with honors. Yan Deng Wu. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Center for Health and Sciences, School of Health Services Management, Office Administration Medical Program. Sarah Temidayo Adioba. Amy Ainsley Sandy, with honors. Trisha Joy Batista Ambien. Youngju Ann. Megan Atienza with honors. Mariam Azizian. Aisha Geneba Bangura. Ariane Jael Burton. Olivia Biondich. Emily Mary Bouvier. Samantha Bradbury. Aneta Anna Bukowska with honors. Roma Cadiz. Bonnie Cottingham with honors. Margarita Cruz Portillo. Ashley David. Amelia De Soma. Ines Marie Gakutan with honors. Cecilia Garza Lopez with honors. Nicole Melissa Hanley. Mary Diane Geeson with honors. Andrea Harris. Natalia Hocharenko. Melanie Irvine. Kayla Keishiann Jones. Balia Kamara. Awarti Kudka with honors. Elena Kolosava. Winnie Lee. Min Mei. Diana Marin with honors. Bianca Masudo. Karen Molina. Sharada Nareen. Christine Nguyen. Brittany Ann Nielsen. Marianne Terry Patterson. Bethany Pereira with honors. Gifty Rani. Laurel Ross. Francine Marie Shea. Donna Silo. Liliane Sylvester. Mary Jo Sinopoli. Shireen Steele. Haline Vukosavljevic with honors. Heather Renee Wonder. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Health Information Management Program. Farhia Abukar Ali. Sarah Ali. Chriselle Kalin. Maximo Rancho Campo Jr. Ahel Cesar Castro Garcia with honors. Zakir Chowdhury. Stephanie Clar with honors. Lizel Ann Estilor. Judy Susan Grabowski with honors. Susan Marie Greenberg with honors. Annabelle Green with honors. Sesson Haley Michael with honors. Sun Young Han. Fan Linda T. Huang. Rochelle Hogue. Amy Hutchinson with honors. Mids Hanandul Islam. Kyun Suk Lim. Ainul Hinaya Majid. Rand Rabi Mutam with honors. Sultana Nasrin. Karen Nguyen. Krista Jean Rodriguez. Sunil Kumar Roy. Blessy Samuel with honors. Dhruva Taker. Thamia Tevarajan. Talisa Olivia Tony. Jennifer Tran. Elisa Jinping Wu. Mariko Yamamoto. Irina Zaitseva. Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you the 2012 graduates for their credentials from the Dental Office Administration Program. Andre Ramon Cameron. Hadia Aziz Dilawar. Mayen Fortuno. Maria Gueravelos. Satvinder Grawal. Joey Guan with honors. Diana Hung with honors. Catalina Jimenez. Munjal Shaleshbai Khatri. Christine Lauhid. Stephanie Manolakos. Malgorzata Marciniak. Alicia Gail Matar with honors. Brittany Mazzuto with honors. Selena Montecchio. Portia Morris. Abigail Renew. Melissa Rice. Tamara Zarazin with honor. Lorianne Somerville with honors. Sonia Elizabeth Vidal. Thank you, Madam Chancellor, and congratulations, all graduates.
Congratulations to all the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the conferring of credentials. I now invite President Ann Sato to address the graduates of the class of 2012.
Madam Chancellor, students and faculty, parents and friends, distinguished guests, good morning to all on this special and very celebratory occasion. To the class of 2012, while I've congratulated you all individually, congratulations again. You've reached the finish line of your education at George Brown, and now it's time for your victory lap. Be sure to soak in all the applause, which seems to have been very plentiful this morning, because it's very well deserved. Convocation is my favorite time of the year, because it fills me with such pride in you, our students. Before me today, I see innovators and problem solvers, future leaders, and lifelong learners. I see an auditorium full of skilled graduates about to embark on rewarding new careers, well equipped with the knowledge and training you've obtained at George Brown College. There's clearly electricity in the air. For some of our graduates, this convocation marks the start of a first career. For many others, it's the second or the third. It's been said that change is the only constant in life, and that feels particularly true today. As technology evolves at lightning speed and social demands change alongside it, we're seeing entire industries reinvented. Innovation expert Jim Carroll predicts that 65% of the children in preschool today will work in careers that don't even exist. So, if you feel the ground is shifting around you, you're not imagining things. But I have good news for you. You've already built expertise at adapting to change. You've been building those skills during your entire academic career at George Brown, exploring new fields of study while juggling competing deadlines, heavy course loads, and family responsibilities. I'm well aware of the challenges faced by students today, but this convocation is a testament to your resilience in the face of these pressures. The college has been changing all around you as well. One of George Brown's greatest strengths is our willingness to acknowledge and embrace change in order to offer the most up-to-date training possible. We want our graduates to leave the college armed with the critical skills, knowledge, and capabilities that employers value most, and the ability to embrace change so that you're ready for anything. Over the past few years, during your time at the college, we've undertaken a number of game-changing academic initiatives. These include integrating a communications component into the curriculum of programs across the college. Communication skills have been identified by employers as a key ingredient for success in the workplace. The introduction of interprofessional education, a teaching and practical training concept that not only builds essential teamwork skills, but also reflects the reality of future healthcare environments. New or upgraded simulated learning environments, such as the Simulated Practice Center and the Interprofessional Learning Center. An ongoing focus on expanding opportunities for field education and placements as part of all programs at the college, and supporting our students and our graduates with their job search by launching GB Careers, which has had over 7,000 employers registered since its debut. We've made these changes to ensure that each of you is graduating with both the hard and soft skills necessary to thrive in the diverse, ever-shifting work environments that await you. That doesn't mean it will be easy, but your presence here today is proof that you're ready. Class of 2012, I'd like you to think back to your first day at George Brown. Perhaps you were feeling nervous or excited, or a combination of the two. I'd wager that these feelings are arising again as you think about what happens next. You selected George Brown because you had a bold, clear vision of your professional future. You've put in long hours since that first day, working hard in our classrooms and our living labs to pursue a career path that I hope really speaks to you. You made a commitment to your education and you stuck with it on good days and not so good days. Our staff and faculty were here to guide you along the way, but you did the work. What were the goals that kept you on track? What was the vision that inspired you? This type of self-reflection will come in handy as you move forward, and I encourage you to take the time to make sure that you continue to reflect. You've laid an important foundation here at George Brown. Not only have you built up your skills and knowledge, but you've also made connections, both personal and professional. And I think these connections will provide you lots of encouragement and support in the years to come. Look around. Some of your biggest advocates are here celebrating with you today, whether they're friends or family members, future colleagues, or trusted faculty. There's support available to you at the college as well. I strongly encourage you to update your information with our Alumni Relations Office so you can take advantage of many services that are on offer, including professional development and job search assistance. You're part of the George Brown family now, and we're here to help. There will be many more first days ahead, new jobs, new opportunities, and new challenges. The learning doesn't stop when you walk out our doors. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs famously told a graduating class at Stanford University, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that somehow the dots will connect in your future." Your graduation from college is just one of the many dots that will propel you forward into the future, and what happens next is up to you. You've walked across the stage and received your diplomas and certificates. I hope you take a moment to commend yourself on this tremendous achievement. You deserve it, and you should be very proud. I know I'm feeling very proud of all of you. Congratulations again, and best of luck.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the staff and faculty of George Brown College, let me congratulate not only the graduates, but also their families, friends, and guests. Absolutely. Graduates, each of you here today has completed a long journey to reach this achievement. Along the way, you have had the support and encouragement of people close to you, and many of your supporters are here today to celebrate with you. This is your opportunity to say thank you to the parent, child, brother, sister, partner, spouse, friend who helped make this possible. They share in your achievement. Please join me in recognizing them now, and you might want to turn around. Graduates, and you are now graduates, I also invite you to join me in expressing your thanks to your faculty and the staff of the Center and the college. I would also like to thank Deborah Iafrete, Associate Registrar, and the team from the Registrar's Office for organizing this convocation. Thanks also go to Joanne Anderson, who provided real-time captioning for this ceremony, to Monique Ledrew and Tara Everett, our interpreters today, and to our announcer, Patrick Kwok-Choon. Special thanks also go to the staff and students from various college departments who volunteered their services today. I'd also like to thank Aidan Bowen, our piper, our musicians from Lamb Chops Music, and Joseph Harper, who provided the honor song. Graduates and guests, we hope you will join us downstairs here in the Sony Center following the ceremony for a reception. There are signs for each area to help graduates find their faculty and their classmates. We ask that you remain in the auditorium until the platform party has left the stage. I now declare these graduation exercises closed.